Hey there, my name is Faytene, and I want to say I am so excited. I'm stoked, as a matter of fact, about what God is doing with his emerging media army. And we look back over the last couple years, and there has been an unprecedented move of the Holy Spirit speaking to many of his apostles and prophets throughout the earth about end-time harvest and how he is going to use media and the media pulpits, entertainment, film, social networking, all the above, to really speak his truth and his word and bring in the harvest in the end times. And you are a part of that. You know, I was meditating this morning about how the Apostle Paul told us that the devil, that Satan, masquerades himself as an angel of light. And in Ephesians chapter 2, it actually says that he is the prince of the power of the air. But we also know that Jesus is King of Kings and that he is Lord of Lords. And Jesus himself actually said that he was the light of the world and that we were to bring light into the darkness. He talked about that. Actually, the Apostle Paul talked about that in the book of 2 Corinthians. And so I was thinking about this, about how media and film, photography, all of this stuff, even what you're watching right now, this is actually light that is being projected, and we have the light of the world inside of us. Jesus is inside of us, and there is this call in this hour to literally overtake the lesser light, you know, to bring the light of Jesus Christ and dispossess those places where the enemy has tried to exalt himself as the prince of the air, or the enemy has tried to masquerade as an angel of light, and to bring the light of Jesus Christ into media throughout the entire earth through that media pulpit. And again, you are a part of this. I was also thinking about how Jesus, in his time, he spoke to the masses through parables, whether it was in the Galilee where thousands of people were gathered in his day and in his time, those were masses, that was an awesome sort of media pulpit, so to speak, where the masses gathered to receive a message, and Jesus spoke in parables. And in the same way, this is why God, the Holy Spirit, is moving upon many of you, and he's giving you stories, he's giving you ideas of short clips, and even morality spots, or ideas about how you can use pictures, how you can use stories to impart his truth and his love, and again to bring that light into the darkness, as the Apostle Paul said that we're called to do. And so I want to encourage you. I have such a sense in my spirit that there is an unprecedented move of the Holy Spirit's creativity that is moving across his church globally. And don't underestimate the power of the idea that Holy Spirit is giving you. It might be a 30-second clip, it might be a massive motion picture, but God is moving through his church, through his body in this hour, and he's giving us ideas because he wants to fill the earth, the entire world, with the knowledge of his glory and of his goodness and of his justice and mercy and kindness and everything that he is. And so on that note, I am very excited, and I hope you are too, about the New Media Fest that is just around the corner. I was so impressed when I went to the New Media Fest last year. I'd never really been to anything like it before. I was a total newbie, and I was so impressed, number one, with the caliber of training and workshops. Number two, the people that were stepping out in the great films that were being featured at the New Media Fest. And number three, the prophetic and apostolic impartation that came out. And I know, because I've seen the roster, I know that it's going to be even better this year. And so I want to encourage you. I think there's kind of four or maybe three groups of people and 4 reasons I want to give you right now about why you should seriously consider coming. The first group of people is for those of you that are newbies, you know what I mean? That you're like, you feel this call to media, but you don't know where to start. You don't know how to get rolling. I just want to encourage you, just get to Phoenix in August 16th to 20th, and you will get like a crash course, a crash course in the industry, and you'll absorb more than you even realize just by being in the atmosphere and in the environment, by being around people who are producing, people who are just diving into it as well. The workshops are awesome, and just the atmosphere atmosphere. You're going to catch it. You're going to catch the new media bug if you come. The second group of people that I want to really urge to get there are the intercessors. You know, one thing that I've learned through doing solemn assemblies, the cry in Canada, it's like the call, is that there is so much power in agreement and in corporate convergence. And I really sense in my spirit that this New Media Fest 2011 is going to be like a corporate convergence where God is bringing together people who carry kingdom weight, whether that's prophetically, whether that's apostolically, or whether that's in intercession, or whether you just love Jesus, you know, and you carry his spirit. He's going to bring us together so that we can pray, so that we can celebrate the voices that God is raising up, whether in small clips or big motion pictures, and together we can bring our agreement to push this thing in the spirit to the next level. Do not underestimate the power of your presence. Even just being in the room, the weight that you carry in the spirit as a believer is going to add to what God is doing. So just get there. You know, it's going to be awesome if you want to be a part of bringing the water level up and this whole thing to the next level. The third group of people are those of you that have been involved in the industry. You know, this is an incredible time to network and to see the new voices, some of the new faces, the new ideas that God is raising up in an atmosphere of celebration. You know, there's so much sort of biting and competition out there in the industry, and that is not the kingdom at all. That is not the spirit of Jesus. And what is so awesome about what Patricia's been pioneering is that there is a spirit of celebration, and we just want to say, you know, let's just be one another's biggest cheerleaders. Let's get behind one another. Let's network to bring this thing to the next level all around. And so we want to encourage those of you that have something to give, those of you that have something to bring to the table, to come with us, and let's just celebrate together, you know, the new voices that God's bringing up, and also network together to bring the whole thing to a new level. But the fourth thing, excuse me, that I just want to say is I believe that there is going to be such an impartation. What I love about what Patricia King is doing is she's bringing together not only skilled people in the industry that carry that prophetic and apostolic edge, but she's bringing together the prophets, and she's bringing together the apostles really of our time to really prophesy into this movement. And you are going to catch something. Whether you are totally new to this, whether you are an intercessor, or whether you've been going around the block in media circles for the last 3 decades, you are going to catch something of what the Spirit of God is saying to the church about media today, in 2011, for 2012, for this next season. And so we really want to invite you. We want to invite you to be a part of this strategic strike for Jesus, you know, in the nation and in the nations of the earth. We want to invite you to come and converge, and let's lock together, believing God truly that the glory of the Lord, that the knowledge of his glory will literally fill the earth, that the light of Jesus Christ together in us will literally dispossess the darkness, and that we will see a massive harvest in this end time hour. God bless you. We'll see you in Phoenix in August.